thinking about moving, but you're gonna wait until the interest rates go down.
That's not my story.
Are you excited for the Black Widow movie? If you are, we don't blame you. Certainly, you have been waiting long enough for it to be released. A lot of MCU movies have piled up, but Black Widow is the only one overdue. In this video, we'll be covering all you need to know about the Black Widow movie release date, behind the scenes, cast, and even some spoilers. The meaning behind the trailer. Based on what the teaser of Black Widow has told us so far, we are informed that the movie will consist of a deeper overview of Taskmaster's plan, where he is seen using the room where Natasha was taught to control agents. There have been a few trailers released since last year. The first one introduces us with a scene where Romanoff stares into a mirror, combined with a couple of other scenes from other MCU films. This is done to make viewers understand that all superheroes are sort of considered a big family by now. In the scene, Scarlett Johansson says, "I used to have nothing, but then I got this job, this family, but nothing lasts forever." This makes us think that maybe something unexpected will be happening in this movie. Scarlett Johansson, aka Romanoff, then meets Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who is played by William Hurt. Is there a chance that this Russian agent is convinced to return to the United States? Further on the movie's, quote, sneak peek, we see Yelena Belova, an operative with skills similar to Black Widow. The role, played by Florence Pugh, is described as Natasha's sister. But is it her real biological sister, or just one of her closest friends Romanoff considers as family? We have to wait until April to figure it out. In the trailer, Black Widow is trying to face her past by tackling the New World of Widows, which is a new breed of assassins. The New World of Widows actually seems to appear as Black Widow's main arc in the story, after she figures out all the mistakes she thinks she has made ever since she has joined S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Widow cast. Alongside the main protagonist of the show, which is Scarlett Johansson, actress Rachel Weisz will play Melina, who is another Russian spy in the movie who goes under the name of Iron Maiden. The character is originally described as a villain in the comics, so we will most likely see her as such in the 2021 movie. Then there is Hellboy and Stranger Things actor David Harbour, who will be playing Alexei Shostakov, or differently known as the Red Guardian. In this movie, this character will appear as a bit out of shape, but he will most certainly remain Russia's super soldier solution to Captain America. The main cast of the film will mainly revolve around Ray Winstone and William Hurt, whom we mentioned earlier in this video. Ray, on the other hand, will play a role that is yet to be revealed to the public. Actor O.T. Fagbenle will be playing Mason. However, there have been many reports that O.T. Fagbenle will play the masked vigilante Taskmaster. For now, Marvel is trying its best to keep this a surprise from the public. Fans are also speculating whether or not Stark or Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr., will be making an appearance in the Black Widow. Because Tony was killed in Avengers Endgame, it's one of the best ways he could make a feasible comeback in the Marvel movies again. How did the Black Widow make its way into the MCU? Dedicated viewers might have noticed a quite inconvenient thing in the MCU film. Originally, Black Widow was considered the highest profile causality of the last Avengers film. The new upcoming movie, however, will not be fooling around with Captain America Civil War, when Natasha Romanoff ends up as a fugitive after helping out Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, and Captain America from the police. By now, Black Widow looks like it will feature a lot of flashbacks of previous movies to explain the storyline more clearly. What else is expected in Black Widow? We want one thing, and one thing only, and that is to know what will happen in this prolonged film. Well, we know for sure that this is Marvel, and the huge studio does its best to hide everything that it doesn't want fans to figure out. With the Black Widow being so high in demand, it comes as no surprise that the MCU movie will get sequels. So, we can't help but wonder if this will be a good enough excuse to bring Natasha Romanoff back into the Marvel family, just as Endgame returned Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston. During an interview, Scarlett stated that the film has been organized in a way to represent the importance of family, and tries to explain the way family defines every person. This gives us many clues that the film might show how the Black Widow's past and the people she considers family have affected her for better and for worse. This means that the movie will be more of a family-oriented drama than an action-packed superhero fare. How Kate Shortland directed Black Widow. The Australian helmer of the TV series The Secret Life of Us and Somersault lures promising not to disappoint us with this upcoming Marvel movie. Kate Shortland was chosen by Marvel Studios as the perfect left field choice for directing Black Widow, after Marvel was left satisfied with the other two recent directors, Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck on Captain Marvel and Taika Waititi on Thor Ragnarok. The screenplay for the movie, on the other hand, has been written by Ned Benson, the showrunner of The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, and Jack Schaefer, which is the showrunner of WandaVision, an upcoming show of Scarlet Witch and the Vision. Will Black Black Widow continue keeping up with the MCU? Black Widow is being released right after Marvel released Avengers Endgame, which makes it perfect regarding timing. This was the right move to be released, as the profit risks of the MCU need to back before they reach high levels again. And the film that has last explored Romanoff's past feels like a full certainty to cover these stakes. Another thing that shows how well Marvel Studios is perceived right now is that the quality of the ensemble cast has made everyone want to be a part of it. The only bummer here is that we had to wait such a long time for the movie's release due to the global health situation. The best Black Widow moments in the MCU. The dynamic character of Natasha Romanoff has been present in the MCU ever since the company's early days. Finally, the time has come for Scarlett Johansson to have her own solo film. Black Widow promises to be as entertaining as any other movie produced by the MCU. In April of this year, we will be expecting this new Marvel movie to be filled with superhero backstory, along with the drama that comes between her dysfunctional family of assassins and spies. The Black Widow had appeared in Marvel between 2010 and 2019. The upcoming movie will talk about Natasha and her journey back in Russia. Here, she will train in the Black Widow Agency and also collaborate with other operators in order to fight against the risky conspiracy that is linked to her past. This is caused by the feeling of the movie, Taskmaster, who is able to take advantage of all powers that's around him. Because of this, Romanoff is left with no choice but to fix the broken relationship she had before she became a member of the Avengers, and also faces her past as a spy. The movie no doubt will be a masterpiece, so celebrate it! We have mentioned some of the greatest moments that Black Widow had in the MCU. The scene where Black Widow tricks the trickster in Avengers Assemble. In this scene, Black Widow once again shows how capable she is with manipulating emotions and words. By using this skill, she tricks Loki, the ultimate trickster of all time in Marvel. When Loki was being held captive by S.H.I.E.L.D., he believed that he was still in control and made a search for the red that Black Widow had on her ledger. This makes Loki irritated, who then ends up offending her. When he thinks that he has finally broken Black Widow down, he reveals that he's really after the Hulk and not her. At this moment, Black Widow does the impossible in Avengers Assemble. She didn't care about anything that Loki had to say and ultimately deceived the little god of mischief by waiting for him to let his guard down. The ultimate sacrifice in Avengers Endgame. Black Widow has been present all the way back when the Adventures were created. The studio also brought in Bruce Banner and showed his impressive skills to Logic while dealing with his Hulk alter ego. Both of those situations led to a romance between the two characters ever since 2015, but nothing ever came up to surface as Natasha's heart was originally promised to Clint Barton. In Avengers Infinity War, all superheroes try to fight against Thanos, who tries to eliminate half of existence in the whole universe. The final battle against Thanos tragically led Black Widow and Clint Barton to make a major sacrifice in order to defeat the villain. The characters did this by trying to obtain the Soul Stone, which was placed on the desolate Vormir, considered to be a location beyond already discovered reality. Fans were devastated when they realized that the Soul Stone would become accessible only if one of the two characters had to die. Black Widow then took the major decision to throw herself from the cliffs of Vormir to hopefully bring down Thanos. This scene was considered to be as powerful as the scene when Iron Man died. Knowing that this is how it all ends for a Black Widow, we will probably be feeling a bit sad when the solo movie ends. The Black Widow doesn't always show how good she is in fighting. She is also gifted with a high level of intelligence. In the movie Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Black Widow had secretly been spying on the villain of the movie, Alexander Pierce, while he laid out his master plan. Disguising as a councilwoman, she then decides to remove her technological digital mask to expose the Hydra organization on the internet. This scene proves how Black Widow is capable of making the ultimate sacrifice play. Which Black Widow moment have you enjoyed most in the MCU films? Let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give us a big thumbs up as well. As always, thanks for watching.